Shut up. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Stone Movie Esoteric. I'm your host, Daniel St. McCloskey, and today we're going to be talking about... Oh, that's not attractive. You're looking at the audio recording I have of the... Honestly, a particular favorite of mine. I love The Sixth Sense. It's so good. Such a good movie. I was double binging it with the movie Misery, which I'm going to talk about after this movie. I had decided to watch it. It was late at night and it was drearing into the dreary hours of 5 in the morning. And I decided to watch this movie because I had still been so interested within watching movies. And I had originally intruded upon my mind to be watching Bruce Lee's Fists of Fury, but that was unfortunately just too much for me at that moment. I was ready to pass out and I couldn't watch, and listen to Chinese Mandarin at 4 in the morning. And I've already seen that movie so many times in Mandarin. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that I have seen it so many times that I'm just gonna fall asleep because I don't give a shit. So this was my first time watching The Sixth Sense. And I'm saying it like Sixth Sense because I don't want to say The Sixth Cent or something, I really liked Bruce Willis. I didn't know he ever had hair, to be honest. I thought he was always bald, but I guess that's just what old age does. Never seen Die Hard. My father's been recommending that to me for a while, and I will watch it, honestly. It might be the next review after this review, So, getting back to The Sixth Sense. At first, I thought it was going to be a movie mainly like... I thought it was going to be more like... Instead of it happening a year or two later, I thought it was going to happen like in the past, where it's like, oh, here's that little boy, that the guy that murdered him, here he is as a little boy, and then we kind of learn his story. Kind of making the whole movie about Bruce Willis was a good twist, as nobody could have obviously saw that coming. But the unfortunate accident of that great movie becoming such a big success, the unfortunate accident was giving M. Night Shyamalan a career. Now he's making a movie with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, as well as Sarah Paulson, called Glass. Have you seen that fucking trailer? It's garbage. It's complete garbage. It starts out great and then turns to shit. Do not watch that. Why am I saying it? I don't want to slander somebody's film, but because it's just my opinion. Like, who the fuck am I to tell you to not watch a movie? Go watch it. Prove me wrong. Speak truth. My truth is that it sucks, and I don't want to watch it. But The Sixth Sense, I liked. I really liked it. I liked the character development. I liked the story. I liked where it went. I liked how I made an observation about how food is really the peak of mankind, and also how he was ignoring his wife. Or his wife was ignoring him, actually, because I didn't realize that he was dead. That's the big spoiler, by the way. If you haven't saw the movie, I'm sorry, but, what the fuck do you expect? You gotta come here and you gotta watch a movie review. You're gonna listen to the movie and what I'm saying, It's like inevitable, is what I'm saying. So it was just a really good movie. I loved the shots of it, too. I loved how the kid can actually see the dead, and the dead just see what they want. It gives an entire different dimension to this whole dead realm that we're all so keenly a part of. We got The Walking Dead, we have George Romero's The Dead, and now we have The Sixth Sense. And as a matter of fact, there's so many other different convolutions of what it means to be dead within a universe and realm that this just adds another piece to the pie. There's also 13 Ghosts. There's just so many fucking dead movies that, to account for this, involved within some sort of death sphere, or death universe, or death quasi-realm, or we're kind of categorizing it as. I don't even give a shit about what I'm saying. Look, all I'm trying to say is that it's a good movie, folks. Alright, I would watch it. It's really good. I was definitely blown away. I mean, I know a lot of people have spoken about it as a good movie, but I didn't want to believe him. I wanted to find something wrong with it. When I first saw the twist, you know, where Bruce Willis is actually dead, I was like, what the fuck? You know, and I didn't really care about it, but I'm happy I saw it. Definitely 9 out of 10. Misery was simply put forth excellence in cinema. Few characters, broad horizons, great shots, deep story. I mean, you get everything you need, honestly, out of that movie. You got a great director, you got a great writer, and you have terrific actors, terrific character actors, I might add, because in a book, nonetheless more like a movie, you have spontaneous characters which usually erupt as being important. And it's kind of like a flow where it really does melt the character into itself, but in a book, it's a lot more forced for the sake of keeping you interested. And Stephen King is obviously a novelist, and he's written many fantastic and great books, which I have read. And I lied about that. I haven't read all of his books. I read Carrie, and I didn't finish it. Misery's great. Because, you know, you got just a good movie. Oh, the fuck? So high. Is there anything else I want to say about the movie? You know, it's actually suspenseful. It's actually really suspenseful. Like, I was on the edge of my seat. I was already, like, I think a couple beers into it when I was watching it. And this was the first movie I saw before I watched The Sixth Sense. Because these were movies I was determined to watch, okay? And I was so absorbed into this movie. I was so in it, man, that... And then when he fucking killed Kathy Bates, man, and he fucking threw that typewriter on her goddamn head, man, I was like, yeah! I stood up on my couch and I was like, alright! Yeah! Get the fuck out of there! Screw that bitch! You know, that bitch is crazy, man. Kathy Bates is crazy. But I don't know if I believe all the hype, you know. She's gotten a lot of praise for that role. I wish I was, you know, born at that time so I could get a bit more of an innocent perspective, but looking back at it, it's kind of like The Sixth Sense, you know. I didn't really know what to make of it at first, that ending. I wanted to say I hated it, but kind of talking about it now, I love the whole movie. Same thing I do with Misery, and even looking at Kathy Bates' character, I could say she's fucking nuts. And it has to do with her dynamic as an actress, from going to super really sweet to angry, pitiful murderer. And then you discover throughout the entire movie that, you know, she murdered some children at a nursery. She's a nurse, but she's a sketchy nurse. She isn't like a real nurse. She doesn't call the hospital. He leaves him there to rot because she's obsessed with him. And she wants him to write what she wants him to write. And it gets so fucked up. It's such a good movie. All I want to say as final thoughts is watch this movie 2 beers deep with blunt. And you'll be fucking screaming your ass off. Thank you all for watching. I'm your host, Daniel Set McCloskey, and you have a beautiful night.